Tesla just announced a $15,000 car? That's half the price of a Model 3. But here's the problem. BYD in China is selling electric cars for 12 grand, and they're outselling Tesla globally. So Elon had a choice. Keep making premium cars and watch his company get crushed, or do something nobody saw coming. Today I'm covering how Tesla got here, what they cut to hit this insane price, the aluminum battery that makes it possible, and whether this thing can actually beat China. The price war begins. Let's go back to 2023. Tesla was on top. They owned the EV market. Then BYD showed up and wrecked everything. By the end of 2024, BYD was selling more electric cars than Tesla, not just in China, everywhere. Their secret weapon was price. While Tesla's cheapest car was the Model 3 at $38,000, BYD rolled out the Seagull for $11,800 bucks, $11,000. That's used Honda Civic money. And the Seagull wasn't some golf cart with doors. It had air conditioning, a touchscreen, and a decent battery. It worked. Chinese buyers went nuts for it, but so did buyers in Europe, Southeast Asia, and South America. Tesla's response at first was basically nothing. Elon kept talking about full self-driving and robotaxis, while BYD flooded the world with cheap EVs. By mid-2024, the numbers told a brutal story. BYD delivered over 3 million vehicles. Tesla delivered 1.8 million. That's not even close. Wall Street started asking questions. Investors got nervous, and Elon realized he had a massive problem. Tesla's whole strategy was built on being the cool premium brand. But when your competitor sells a car for a third of your price, cool doesn't matter. People want affordable. For years, Tesla had teased a $25,000 car. They called it the next-gen vehicle. It was supposed to use a revolutionary manufacturing process called unboxed assembly, where they build the car in sections and snap it together like Lego. Sounds great, except it kept getting delayed. First it was 2023, then 2024, then Elon said maybe 2025. Meanwhile, BYD kept launching new models every few months. Tesla was losing the war, so in early 2025, Elon made a decision. Forget 25,000. That's still too expensive. If they wanted to compete with China, they had to go lower, way lower. $15,000 lower, the Model 2 emerges. The Model 2 wasn't supposed to exist. Tesla's original plan was the $25,000 compact car built using that fancy unboxed process at a new factory in Mexico. But Elon looked at the timeline and did the math. The Mexico factory wouldn't be ready until late 2026 at the earliest. Unboxed manufacturing was still being tested, and BYD wasn't waiting. So Tesla pivoted hard. They took the existing Model 3 platform, shrunk it down, and stripped out everything they could to hit a price nobody thought was possible. The Model 2 is a hatchback. It's smaller than the Model 3 by about 10 inches in length. That saves material costs right there. The design is simpler. Sharp angles, fewer curves, no fancy light bars like the Model Y, just basic headlights that sit higher and look kind of aggressive in a budget way. It works though. You look at it and think Tesla, just a younger, cheaper version. Inside is where things get interesting. And by interesting, I mean stripped. No vegan leather seats. You get fabric. No heated seats. No panoramic glass roof. That's gone to save cost. Single pane glass instead of double acoustic glass, so road noise is louder. The sound system is basic. No premium audio. Ambient lighting is single color instead of the multicolor setup in other Teslas. Basically, if it wasn't essential to making the car drive, Tesla cut it. But here's what they didn't cut: the self-driving hardware. Every Model 2 comes with cameras and the computer needed for full self-driving. Why? Because Elon's long-term plan is to turn these into robotaxi. He's not just selling you a cheap car, he's building a fleet. The exterior uses Giga casting, which is Tesla's process of making huge sections of the car in one piece instead of welding a bunch of panels together. This cuts labor costs and makes the body super rigid. It also gives the car that smooth, seamless look. Even though it's cheap, no panel gaps because there are fewer panels. One big piece of aluminum. Tesla's been using this on the Model Y since 2020, so they've got it down. The Model 2 takes it further by making even more of the car out of single cast sections. Doors are normal. 4 doors, regular hinges. For a while, people thought Tesla might do something weird like the Cybercab's suicide doors or Falcon wings like the Model X. Nope. That stuff is expensive and breaks. The Model 2 is about simplicity. You open the door like a normal car. You sit down on a fabric seat like a normal car. You drive it like a normal car. Except it's electric and costs 15 grand. The aluminum revolution? Here's the big question. How do you make an electric car for $15,000 when the battery alone usually costs $10,000? Tesla's answer is aluminum, not lithium. For over a decade, every EV battery has used some form of lithium. Lithium ion, lithium iron phosphate, lithium polymer. Different chemistries, but all built around lithium because it's light and energy dense. The problem is lithium prices are insane. In 2021, lithium carbonate cost around $6,000 per ton. By 2022, it hit $70,000 per ton. That's a 1,200% increase in 1 year. Even after prices dropped back down, lithium is still expensive and the supply is controlled by a handful of countries. Tesla's been complaining about this for years. Elon even tweeted that Tesla might get into the lithium mining business just to secure supply. But there's a better solution. Stop using lithium entirely. Enter aluminum-ion batteries. This tech has been in research labs for a while, but nobody's put it in a production car until now. Here's how it works. In a lithium-ion battery, lithium ions carry a single positive charge and move between the anode and cathode to create electricity. In an aluminum-ion battery, aluminum ions carry 3 positive charges. That means each ion can move 3 times as many electrons. More electrons equals more current and faster energy transfer. On paper, aluminum-ion batteries can hit 500 watt-hours per kilogram. Lithium-ion batteries today are around 250 watt-hours per kilogram. That's double the energy density. You can store twice as much power in the same weight. Or you can cut the battery size in half and get the same range. For the Model 2, Tesla went with a 53 kilowatt-hour aluminum-ion pack. That's tiny compared to the Model 3's 60 kilowatt-hour pack. But because aluminum is more efficient, the Model 2 still gets 300 miles of range on the base version. That's more than enough for city driving and daily commutes. The long-range version will push it even further for people who want extra range. And here's the best part. Aluminum is everywhere. It makes up 8% of Earth's crust. Lithium is 0.006%. That's over 1,000 times more abundant. You can find aluminum in dirt, rocks, recycled cans. It's cheap. A 53 kilowatt-hour aluminum ion pack costs about $2,000 less than an equivalent lithium pack. That savings is massive when you're trying to hit a $15,000 price. Plus, aluminum ion batteries charge faster. Early prototypes show full charge times under 20 minutes. They also last longer because aluminum doesn't degrade as fast as lithium. You could get 2,000 charge cycles instead of 1,000. And they're safer. Aluminum doesn't catch fire like lithium does. No thermal runaway. No explosions. Tesla's been testing this tech quietly at Giga Texas for over a year. They've run the batteries through extreme heat, cold, crashes, everything. The results are good enough that Elon greenlit it for the Model 2. This isn't some future concept. It's happening now. Manufacturing magic. Making a cheap car is easy. Making a cheap car that doesn't fall apart is hard. Tesla's betting everything on their manufacturing process. The Model 2 uses the same assembly line setup as the Model 3 and Model Y. That's important because Tesla already knows how to build those cars fast. Giga Shanghai pumps out a Model 3 every 45 seconds. Giga Texas is almost as fast with the Model Y. The Model 2 will use those same lines with a few tweaks. The Giga casting process is the big advantage. Traditional car manufacturing welds together hundreds of metal pieces to make the body. Each weld takes time and adds weight. Giga casting replaces all that with a few massive aluminum pieces made in giant presses. Tesla's casting machines are the size of a house and use 8,000 tons of pressure. They inject molten aluminum into a mold, and 90 seconds later you've got a complete rear section of the car. One piece. No welds. The Model 2 takes this even further by casting the front and rear sections plus a structural battery pack that slots in the middle. 3 main pieces instead of 300. That cuts production time in half and eliminates a ton of labor. Fewer workers needed. Fewer mistakes. Faster output. Tesla's also simplifying the wiring. Most cars have miles of wires running through them connecting every little component. The Model 2 uses a low-voltage architecture with way fewer wires. Everything runs through a central computer like a smartphone. This saves weight, cost, and installation time. Paint is another area where Tesla's cutting corners, but in a smart way. The Model 2 will come in 4 colors: white, black, gray, and blue. That's it. No red, no fancy metallic finishes. Fewer colors means less downtime switching paint and lower material costs. White is the cheapest, so that's the default free option. Everything else costs extra. Tesla's goal is to produce 5,000 Model 2s per day per factory once production ramps up. That's over 1.8 million cars per year from a single factory. Multiply that by Giga Shanghai, Giga Texas, and Giga Berlin, and you're looking at potential production of 5 million Model 2s annually. That would make it the best-selling car in the world, not just the best-selling EV. Of course, ramping production takes time. Tesla's starting with a limited release in December 2025 in select US cities. Then they'll expand to China and Europe in early 2026. Full global production probably won't hit until late 2026 or 2027. But once it does, this thing will be everywhere. China fights back. BYD is not going to sit back and let Tesla steal their lunch. As soon as rumors of the $15,000 Model 2 started spreading, BYD's executives went into emergency meetings. They know Tesla's brand is stronger globally. If Tesla can match their price, BYD loses their main advantage. So what's BYD's move? Go even cheaper. Industry insiders are saying BYD is working on a new model priced under $10,000. $10,000, that's used car territory. The vehicle is codenamed the Dolphin Mini, and it's basically a smaller version of their Seagull hatchback. It will have a tiny battery, maybe 25 kilowatt hours, giving it about 150 miles of range. That's enough for city use in China where people don't drive long distances. BYD's advantage is their vertical integration. They make their own batteries, motors, and chips. Tesla outsources more components. That gives BYD more control over costs. They can squeeze margins tighter than Tesla. Plus, BYD has the Chinese government backing them. Subsidies, cheap land, favorable loans. The Chinese government wants BYD to dominate the global EV market, and they're throwing resources at it. But BYD has weaknesses. Their cars don't have Tesla's software, no full self-driving, no over-the-air updates. The infotainment systems are clunky. Build quality is decent but not great. And outside China, BYD's brand is still unknown. People don't trust it yet. Tesla has the opposite problem. Great software, great brand, but higher costs. If Tesla can close the cost gap, they win on brand alone. Other Chinese companies are jumping in too. NIO, Xpeng, and Geely are all developing budget EVs. Xpeng just announced their own humanoid robot to compete with Tesla's Optimus bot. They claim it will cost $10,000 compared to Tesla's $20,000 Optimus. Elon's response on Twitter was basically bring it on. He knows Tesla's AI and neural networks are years ahead. Xpeng makes decent electric cars, but they're not an AI company. Building a humanoid robot isn't just about motors and joints. It's about the brain. Tesla's been training AI on millions of miles of real-world driving data. That same AI powers Optimus. Xpeng would have to build that from scratch. The robot war is just getting started, but it's connected to the car war. Whoever wins in AI and manufacturing efficiency wins both markets. And right now, it's Tesla versus China, with the rest of the world watching the December reveal. Tesla's planning a December 2025 launch event for the Model 2. Elon's been hyping it as the most important product reveal in Tesla's history. That's a bold claim considering Tesla has launched the Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y, Cybertruck, and the Semi. But if you think about it, he might be right. The Model 2 could unlock 1 billion new customers who couldn't afford a Tesla before. $15,000 is in range for middle-class families, young people, and developing countries. Elon's been tight-lipped about details. When Joe Rogan asked him about it on the podcast, Elon said he couldn't reveal anything before the official unveil. That's unusual because Elon loves spoiling his own surprises. The fact that he's staying quiet means this is big. Leaks from Giga Texas say Tesla has already built prototype Model 2s, and they're testing them on public roads in Austin. People have spotted small hatchbacks with camouflage wrap driving around. The proportions match the leaked design renders. Production tooling is being installed at Giga Texas right now. Tesla's clearing space on the factory floor and bringing in new casting machines. Suppliers have been told to ramp up component production by November. Everything points to a real December launch, not a concept car. When Tesla reveals the Model 2, they'll probably open pre-orders immediately. That's their standard playbook. Put down a small deposit, get in line, and wait for your car. Based on past launches, Tesla could see 1 million pre-orders in the first month, maybe more. The demand will be insane. But here's the catch. Tesla won't be able to build them fast enough at first. New production lines take time to ramp. They'll probably deliver a few thousand cars by the end of 2025, then scale up through 2026. Early buyers might wait 6 months to a year for delivery. Tesla will prioritize the US market first, then China and Europe. Other regions will have to wait until 2027. The real test will be quality. Can Tesla build a $15,000 car that doesn't feel like a $15,000 car? Or will it be full of rattles, cheap plastic, and problems? We won't know until real customers get their hands on it. But if Tesla pulls this off, it's game over for a lot of companies. Traditional automakers like Ford, GM, and Volkswagen are already struggling with EVs. A $15,000 Tesla would destroy their compact car sales. And Chinese brands like BYD will have to cut prices even more, squeezing their own margins. Elon's betting that Tesla's brand, software, and aluminum battery tech give them an edge nobody can match. We're about to find out if he's right.